It just all of a sudden went ding, and then everything went black.
That's not good.
And I saw just one little gray box with the red X on it pop up, And it's
Whoa.
yeah, and it says something memory, blah blah blah. Like, uh-oh, that
Uh-oh.
can't be good.
Nope.
Um, so I think we're up and running. I'm gonna have to share out the new link.
Maybe.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna make a post. New link. PC crashed. All right. Hey, what's up, Nate Dog? What's up, Thatch? What's up, Calorie? What's up, Shane G? No, it was my PC just shit the bed. Now I've been installing quite a few games recently and stuff. So after I got the error, I restarted, and then I looked at my like hard drive space on the PC, and I realized it was in the red. So that could have had something to do with it. Now I had like 5 gigabytes of space left, which is not much, but you would figure like it maybe would be enough for a podcast. I don't know. So anyway,
Delete some shit.
I went and uninstalled a bunch of games real quick, um, and had to restart my programs and stuff like that. So hopefully, hopefully we're good to go. But yeah, that sucked, man. It just was randomly, just like I was what I was just telling Pong. Like we're doing the show and I just hear a ding, everything went black, and then a gray box pops up, everything was gone. So
And it says you're an idiot.
yeah, it is a gray box that literally said that uninstall some shit, you dumbass, and it had a little red X in the top corner. So I did that. We're back up and going. We were covering Forza Horizon 6. So we're in the midst of that discussion. So we kind of pick up where we left off, I guess. But yeah, over you were talking about the trailer a little bit and that the car sounded like a tuner. So that was like really cool to hear that.
Is that how far back it was? Because I had started reading from the article because I thought you were
I don't
still
know.
alive.
My
Anyways.
memory
Oh,
sucks.
okay. Yeah, no. Because what I had said was I was just going to add because they did add a little bit more detail
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to it, and it said, they had talked about the season changing, but then the one of the guys from Playground said, while we're not announcing too much in terms of detail right now, we're excited to show fans the true breadth of beauty, both natural and urban environments that Japan has to offer. From the neon lights and towering buildings of Tokyo City, one of our most detailed and layered environments to date. And this is where I think you were already gone, Mav, because I said, when they said most detailed and layered environments, that sounds like the freeway system map.
Yeah.
That sounds like,
Well,
the tunnels, the most layered system. And that came right after he talked about Tokyo City, right?
yeah, and I read something about how the Lego or the Hot Wheels expansion
Yeah.
helped them with the elevated highways of Tokyo.
Okay, great. Okay, so maybe we will have that and
Yeah.
you and I can just sit in the city all the time. We don't need to leave the city. But anyways, he says to the serenity and natural beauty of Japan's rural and mountain areas. We think players will be blown away by the open world of Japan that we have built. And while they're not necessarily trying to recreate, and while we are not necessarily trying to recreate Japan and its environments like for like, our goal has always been to capture the country's unique cultural essence and present it back in the most Horizon way possible. So, crossing my fingers, Mav, that we've got a nice big city to explore and race on, right? That they are going to do
Yeah.
that. When they said neon lights, I gotta imagine that means nighttime. right? I gotta imagine that's why he brought up neon lights. So because in the daytime the neon lights really don't show up. So cross from
Yeah,
fingers.
absolutely. And
So
they got the season stuff. They talked about how important it was to the culture there. How also like it changes things dramatically. Even with the sound and stuff, something like that in that article. So yeah, I think it's everything that I read about it afterwards sounded like what I wanted to hear. You know, so we still got to see it. The other thing, like when I was looking at the trailer, like because I was looking at it quite a bit at the end of that stream this morning, and I don't know if that was in engine or if it said it was an engine or what. But even if like for CG, even if it's CG, that's some impressive looking shit because
yeah.
everything looked real.
Mhm.
Like you could have told me that this is actually real objects that they panned a camera across and had everything strategically placed, and I would have believed you. You know what I mean? So
Well,
even if it's like,
Playground's been using that tech, right? That's what they did in Forza Horizon 5, that ultra detailed photography
yeah,
tech,
it's
right? That
like
they were using.
absolutely
Yeah.
insane
Hmm.
detail on that stuff. Even for like whatever you want to call it, like even if it's like, hey, yeah, this is just CG or whatever. Like even for CG, that's crazy impressive CG, right? So like it just that kind of jumped off to the screen to me, and remember it took me back to the Forza Horizon 5 reveal when everything looked ultra realistic, and then they took us and we realized that this was actually the game, right? And I was like, wow. And then we thought about
Hmm.
like, okay, how are things going to evolve from there? And like now that they even have more time and more resources and more time with the updated tech, that Turn 10 had been working on and all this other kind of stuff. And seeing that makes me just think about the possibilities of how good this game's going to look.
Right.
Like it could just look absolutely insane because when they show and go through that window, right? And they show the vista of Japan with I think that was Mount Fuji in the distance, right?
Yep.
And then you
It was.
have
Yep.
like a bridge and you have some lights. This is kind of like at either daybreak or sunset time period in a
Hmm.
kind of a foggy environment. So there is some lights you can see, not a lot, and you can kind of see like a village or town. I don't know if like we were on the outskirts of a big city or if we're on the in just a regular like kind of more suburban area or whatever. But it looked just from that shot, it looked more built out than we've been getting in other Forza games
Right.
with the amount of buildings and stuff like that, right? So there was that seeing the mountain in the back in the distance. And when this shot's there, I was just like, "Thing, this looks like a." You could tell me that this was a photo, and I would believe you,
Right.
like, because it looks like a photo. The only thing that makes me realize it's not a photo or video, actual video capture of that shot spot, is that it's too good of a shot. Because you have the cherry blossom trees coming off of the corner edges of the window, looking at perfectly squared shot of Mount Fuji. You have the bridge going across the bottom. You got the scattered build. Like it's just perfectly encapsulates, I think, what they're trying to get across about the kind of environment we're gonna be in a photo type setting. I mean, I'm
Right.
looking at it and it's like this wouldn't surprise me if the next trailer we still get that same shot and they zoom in further and end up going into a street and then there's actually the car driving and we're like, oh wow, holy shit. So that was just a gorgeous scene that I don't care if it's in engine CG whatever, to make something that photorealistic looking
Correct.
is
Yep.
crazy impressive in any manner of sense, right? So I do think it was probably an engine though. But we'll
Oh,
maybe.
I'm pretty sure.
So yeah, man,
Yep.
and that
Agreed.
audio, dude, too, like with the car. I did like how they went
We
across the license plates and kind of paying homage to the
yes,
past games. It would have been
correct.
amazing if we had no fucking clue. Could you imagine if we had no clue this was going to be here?
That'd be like near impossible.
Right. I mean, they've leaked it themselves, but just
You know,
imagine. Let's put
yeah,
ourselves in the
yeah,
situation where we're watching this TGS and we
sure.
just watched everything that we saw.
Yeah.
Okay, like
Yeah.
okay, like cool. Ninja Gaiden looked great. You know, there's other games, whatever, just fine. Not the best
I mean,
TGS, but it was a TGS. You know, and
the way they
then
should have done it, Mav, they should have teased this last year.
yeah,
Right, they should have shocked the world and teased it, right? Because it's been building because this has been the longest they've gone in between Forza Horizons, right? So if they really wanted to shock the world, they would have done it out of the blue with this teaser and said more to come in 2026,
yeah,
right? And just done it that way. And that would have been absolutely
mm-hmm.
mind blowing. Like if they never said anything, right? Because we just started questioning where's Forza Horizon. Remember, Fuzzy
yeah.
started, maybe they get it out, maybe they surprise us, right? Blah blah blah. For Fuzzy was speculating, but that's when people just started going, hey, where is Forza Horizon? We got to start. And that's what really kind of ruined it at this point. And then the rumors started about Japan. But had they done it last year, TGS, we would have gotten that. Holy shit, they're doing it. Like, even if they had said more to come in 2026, it still would have been like, holy shit, they're going to Japan, right? And we would have been talking about this whole entire time. Anyways, yeah. I know what you're saying. It would have been cool as hell.
Yeah, the internet would have exploded. I mean, it kind of did anyway, but like.
Yeah.
Even to another degree, it'd been like, holy shit, you know, that TGS.
I think it
like,
still will. I think it still will on first showing next year. Right. I think next year when we finally get to see it, and I think to your point about the graphics and that kind of stuff, Playgrounds, again, this is yes, they're using some of the best, but they're better than they're better at their craft than they were even during Forza Horizon 5. They're one of those teams that every time out where we say it can't get better than this, they get better than this. So I'm expecting that Japan is, like you're talking about, Mav. I'm expecting now, right, this veteran team, along with obviously Turn 10 is also obviously heavily involved now. I think that they're going to push it, and I think that we're going to see an evolution even beyond what we saw in Forza Horizon 5, and I think that's going to carry over to the next console when they go to the next gen, which we talked about, Mav. Maybe we see something next year from a third party, and maybe we get a tease when that next gen hardware comes out. It's going to be like an upgraded PC, and that's just going to take that game to the next level as well. We're going to see everything that they've got underneath the hood, even as our hardware gets better down the road. So yeah, I'm expecting them to blow us away next year. And I think when we get to see the tuner cars, because they also talked in that article, they did ask about the cars, and they acknowledged that Japan has a unique car culture that includes many things that they are excited to explore, right? So the tuner scene is going to be there. Like we see that first drift scene, Mav, like that coordinated drift scene through like some tight turns with the cherry blossoms and that, like
two
bro,
cars,
it's gonna hit.
Coordinated slide around, you know,
yes,
like, yeah,
it's gonna hit, bro. It's gonna hit.
Mm-hmm.
Like Initial D, it's gonna hit. Yeah.
That would Initial D, that would be a great expansion.
It's a great crossover. I was taking my swig and I was like, yes, that would be a great one. It's been done a lot of places, but it would be great.
Imagine, you know how they gonna like, hey, you were in Lego World now. Imagine you hop into Anime World.
Right.
And it's like famous cars from like anime inspired, like, you know, and you just have it in, or even if it's just Initial D or something, and they give it that look, you know, too.
Yep.
That would be pretty crazy. That would be pretty crazy to kind of step into that as a side tangent for an expansion. That'd be pretty sick. So yeah,
there's a lot of stuff they could do from over there. Like I said, yeah. No, I just thought I didn't pop in my head until I was taking my swig. But you're right. It would absolutely. Yeah. But I think, just to my point, I think it's going to hit when we first see it. I think it's going to be another one of those holy shit moments like we had with Forza Horizon 5, where they panned from that opening scene and we thought it was, you know, a cut scene, or we thought it was real video, and then they pan and the cars come ripping in. I think we're going to have one of those moments, or a couple of those moments during that first reveal next year for Forza Horizon. That's when everything will explode, when we get to see that. I really do.
Yeah.
Like if they start out in the night with the neon lights, Mav, and show some street racing, it's on, bro. It's on.
Yeah.
People have been waiting. So anyways, yeah.
Do we think we're going to have people in this one?
Remember that 3-bit was talking? Yes.
like people walking around the city and stuff, or like you can get out of your car and have like a car meetup and like just imagine that.
That's part of the culture.
Right. And imagine I mean, I'm just thinking business wise too,
Right.
like from their
Right.
perspective. You know how you had
Right.
the lottery wheels,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
the spinning the wheels, and you
I
get all
love
these
the lottery.
cosmetics and the
I
cosmetics
love
and
that shit.
stuff. Imagine everything they
Yes.
can do with that with like actual good looking characters, where it's like the character, because the characters in Forza Horizon 5 are kind of janky looking. Let's just be real.
To say
It,
the least.
but they've done a lot of work at Playground since then, and that technology's there. At Playground now,
Something
so
specifically that 3-bit pointed out. They now know how to make people.
randomly that they it just like off the wall just happened to mention that they know how to make people now. Like what? Why are you saying that about when we're talking about Forza?
For
Yeah, it's
Forza.
just that was a really weird off the wall comment. But hey, um, it would be really cool to think about car meetups and stuff in that situation and stuff like that. Being able to actually walk around the cars and see things like that
And it
from
would be
that
cool if they pulled
perspective.
from test drive, right? Where you could go shopping,
Yeah.
right? Where you could stop at the shops, where you could buy a house, right? I still think that's dope. I know that's not Forza, and I know that's not
Right.
necessarily what Playground goes for. But I think if you're going to expand, there's a lot of social things like that, Mav, like you're talking about with the car meetups and shit, that have been done in the past, but we've been missing out of racing games for a very freaking long time. This is something we talked about when we were talking about what we kind of thought could come to Forza Horizon 6 when we were talking with 3-bit. You and I have been
Yeah.
saying this for years, and a lot of people have, but there's all these games, right? There's all these games that have disappeared, but they each had some unique features that I think Forza Playground could pull from and make Forza Horizon like extra special,
Mm-hmm.
extra special, right?
Yeah,
I wouldn't doubt it.
absolutely. I'm thinking of the
Yeah,
possibilities of that too. Like, okay, so
yeah,
because in Forza Horizon 5, you can buy properties and they give you perks, whichever one
right,
you make your
right.
house,
With
right?
perks, correct. Yeah,
So,
right.
and this next one, okay, let's take that step further. You buy the property. Hey, you can actually get out of your car. You can go in and you can walk around the house that you buy. That adds value to the house because it's cooler, right? Oh, now you can decorate it. Oh, you can put
Oh, then
trophies.
Caitlin's all in.
You can put
Caitlin's all in.
you can put trophies on the walls or earn
Right.
things for your house, right?
Yeah.
Like banners.
Have your favorite cars in the garage. Yes.
Sponsorship deals that give you rewards to be able to put shit on your walls.
Yeah.
Oh, then let's go in the garage. Hey, walk into your own garage, go to your little kiosk you have set up in your garage where you can order parts. You can, customize your ride and all that shit. Okay, then you just hop in the car and leave the fucking garage and you're on the road. um have it to where you can sit on the couch and turn on the TV and you can watch other races going on.
That'd be pretty dope. Like spectator
Yeah.
mode.
Yeah,
That'd
just
be
sit
pretty
down
cool.
on the couch
That'd be pretty
and
cool.
you can have like, hey Paul, come here, sit down, and then my fucking living room. You want some pizza? And we turn it on. We
Billion-dollar
watch
ideas, bro.
Fuzzy kick some ass, in his race that he's doing currently, or we could just spectate him running around. You got a little radio.
I wonder if that's why
you can change the station.
I wonder if that's why they took the extra time. I wonder if the extra time was just because obviously they've been working on Fable and they probably had, a lot of extra people, or if they were working on some extra features, new features, right? Or if they were implementing some of the stuff that they were learning from Fable into Forza Horizon. Again, I don't know how far they're going to take it, Matt, but I do expect that, again, 3-bit, he was talking, so it's not like 3-bit was giving away. He was just talking, but the way he was talking, I just expect that there might be some of those things in there, right? And I think it would be a great idea to expand this series even further now. I really do. There's more to it. Again, some people might argue like, I don't want all that shit. Well, good. You don't ever have to do it, right? But that's the way. Again, the options were there. These features were in other car games back in the past that really hit home for people.
Yeah.
You used to talk about it all the time when you guys used to hang out at the car show, right? And you used to do
the
that.
car shows,
like right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but I'm just saying, like, I just think that would be dope to bring some of that stuff back into this, and having the #1 arcade racing game in the world really allows them to try some of that shit again,
Yeah.
and I think it would add value.
So like for me, would be really cool too. Like, okay, so off the highway, you know how it's like
Yeah,
Tokyo Street Racer,
yeah,
you have like the little off car meet spots, and then like there's a little anime people that talk to you and stuff. Okay, so what if like in Forza, you're going down the highway and there's like an exit to like a car, like, hey, this is the spot right now, right? Because
right.
I'm
Yeah,
replicating my teenage years right now when I'm speaking
yeah,
about this. Hey, everybody knows
yeah.
what the next spot is, so you go to the next
Right.
spot, you go there, you can park your car in the parking lot wherever this meetup is, or off the side of the road or whatever. Get out, stand alongside the crowd on each side of the road, and just stand there and watch these races go by for the drag races and stuff. Like, man, that'd be cool sitting next to all these people and stuff and seeing everybody's cars out there, and maybe you could just hang out in the parking lot by your car or whatever, and then you can go up and then go right on the side of the street with all these people and just see the next in line, boom, boom,
Yep. Yep.
boom. You know,
I lo-
that's how it was,
yeah.
man. And it was crazy. Somebody 5-0, and everybody runs to their cars. Ah! But yeah, it's I could just imagine the possibilities of what they could do with if somebody went all out. Like, I mean, this would be that. I mean, I'm asking a lot with this stuff,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Yeah, I mean, this is like pipe dream kind of car culture game here, you know.
Right.
But
Full
they
on,
got the
yes.
racing stuff down so much, and it's
Correct.
it's like everything else around it that
Yep.
really creates this something special, you know? And if they can nail all that stuff to go along with how awesome they build their worlds and and the cars and everything else, then you're looking at being a phenomenon of a game beyond any car game we've ever seen before, which we could argue Forza Horizon already is getting close to anyway, right? So,
Right. Correct.
man, all right. Forza Horizon 6. Looking forward to it. 2026 confirmed at this point.
Yep. Yep.
What time of year, Pong? We had somebody in the chat was like, "Hey, Xbox got a lot of things to release next year now. Like, what are we
Well,
looking at? Like, what comes first?"
what do you mean? Well, I mean, we've been down this road, right? I think that this is fall, right? I think that this is fall, and it's a racing game, so you can pretty much anywhere. You don't have to worry about if it's close to Fable or whatever, but it's going to be after Grand Theft Auto. So I think that Forza Horizon 6 and Fable are the end of the year, right? I think that that is a lock, right? I think that I think Gears is either going to be late spring or late summer again around GTA. Again, I'm just going off of what, you know, just going off of what Xbox has said that they, years ago that they were already looking at where GTA was going to land. So again, we're just assuming GTA is going to be May, right? We're just assuming it's going to
Yeah.
hit the May mark. So Gears is either going to be, late spring, end of March into April, or it's going to be June, July, somewhere in that neighborhood, August, right? Um, Somewhere in that neighborhood. And then Clockwork Revolution is the one I said will lead off next year. I've been in the belief that it's done. I believe that NXL is ready anytime that the green light goes, and I think that's the first one out the gate next year. I think January or February. I think that we get NXL. So that one, it's going to be a rock star, solid first. I mean, it's going to be. I think it's going to be bigger than people think it's going to be, and so I think it's going to be a great way to kick off the year. So January, February for that one. And if we get a Halo, right? Good question. I don't know. I don't know where you put Halo. It depends
Yeah,
what kind
I
of
mean,
experience it is.
we're supposed to maybe get some kind of announcement in October for Halo, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
like
Whatever
if
they're doing.
Phil had said next year would be Fable, Gears,
Yep.
Halo, and
Gears,
Forza.
Halo.
You know,
Right.
there's some smoke that Fable might be pushed. We'll see.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but even so, we got Gears, Halo, Forza. Then what? I mean, potential State of
I
K3
mean,
could be next
honestly,
year. Like,
Well, yeah, State of Decay 3 again. There's so much. So I mean, if you're gonna push Fable like we've talked about in the past, then that opens up. So then you put Forza and Halo there, or you put Forza and Gears there, right? At the end of the year,
Yeah.
right? Towards the end of the year, late, right? And then you work around, GTA in with a couple of other games. Whether State of Decay is a great summer game, right? I don't think State of Decay. Sure, you can say, well, it'd be cool to be like around Halloween, zombies and that kind of stuff. But State of Decay is gonna play no matter what. If that team's ready to go, like that's a great late summer game. Like that'd be a great summer game to drop in there. So I wonder if State of Decay 3 is going to go into early access first. Clockwork Revolution, like I said, is beginning of next year. It's got to be, man.
Yeah, so
they're ready. That showing
releases.
is ready. Yeah.
So five big releases, maybe. So Clockwork, State of Decay, Forza, Halo, Gears, maybe Fable gets pushed. If Fable doesn't get pushed, then that would be 6 big releases, and then whatever else they have, because I'll have more.
Yep. And if State of Decay is not ready, I'm wondering if State of Decay will come in early access or preview.
It could,
like Grounded.
Yeah,
I think it could.
I think that's a good idea because they usually actually like, here's the game, and it's always kind of know. So if they actually do,
I think it'd be cool to build around the community.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be pretty cool to do it that way. So that kind of takes it down, obviously, out of a full release kind of launch. So then you can launch that anywhere, like really that you want to. But yeah, or maybe they hold State of Decay until 2027, right? You could hold State of Decay as well and push that to 2027. So I think they got flexibility. Again, GTA, as long as it sticks to May, it's going to determine a lot. We've already seen it, but yeah, I think they're loaded next year, Matt. But I see Forza as that early fall game, right? It just feels right. It always feels right there. I don't care where they launch it. But
late summer.
Yeah. Okay.
Like into August, early September.
August. Okay, to me that's like beginning of fall. So
like end of summer time.
Yeah.
End of summer, beginning of fall, around that time, I think is a good spot. But I'd lean to like the late August in the maybe first week or two of September, which would technically be summer. I think what's the first day of fall? It was like September 21st.
I think. Is it?
Yeah, it was like 4 days ago. Yeah, it was like 4 days ago. So I don't know it's a little different every year. So, but yeah, man, it'd be a good game for that time. I think Halo, like the chat was saying, could kind of drop anytime if it's a CE remake. And then Gears would be like the big holiday game, I think. Gears E-Day.
E-Day's gonna be big.
Yeah, gonna be a big game. So that's TGS for Xbox. Overall, like the whole show was just like whatever, kind of. Not my favorite TGS they've done in recent years, but overall the Forza announcement was big. Then wasn't the only show this week, Pong. Yes,
was it?
Yesterday we had a show. Was it yesterday or the day before? It was yesterday.
Day before.
Day before yesterday?
Wednesday, wasn't it?
I don't know. Well, yesterday was Wednesday.
Oh, that's right. Today's only Thursday. I keep thinking today's Friday. So yeah, it was yesterday.
Yeah. We had.
I'm already getting tired, bro. You know where I'm going here. So yeah.
We had a state of play.
Yes.
Yeah, we still have Call of Duty this year too, and next year, Jesse. Yeah, as well. So that would actually be another big release. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, we had a state of play also, and overall, I thought it was pretty good. I gave it a 7.5 for my score. If I was having to score the Xbox's TGS thing, I'd say like a 6.
Okay. And I was at about a 7 with Xbox.
Yeah, the Forza thing is like in Ninja Gaiden were like the only things worth it. I feel like I could have been higher if it wasn't spoiled for me about the Forza, but like the rest of the stuff, it was like whatever for me. The way it was presented and showed, at the TGS thing, state of play, this was kind of probably their biggest state of play this year. Mm-hmm. Would you say? As far as the kinds of games they had and stuff.
Yeah, because they had two pretty big first party titles here too, which was the first time in a while.
So they started off with Saros.
Yep.
I thought it looked pretty good. I like I like Returnal, so this looks like more of more Returnal,
It's
but like
Housemarque.
yeah,
It's Housemarque with new mechanics, right? With cool shit. It looks totally. I haven't played. I haven't played it yet. I haven't played Returnal yet. I'm gonna get it on PC at some point and play it. But yeah, I thought that's exactly that. Looks like a Housemarque game. I'm like, dope. Looks cool. The shield and shit looked awesome.
um, 3-bit doesn't think anybody gets the what's on second, who's on first joke. I think everybody knows that joke. 3-bit. It's like,
3-bit's actually here.
yeah, I think he's like thinks because he just probably heard about this thing like last week that is some like oh my god, this is so old, nobody's gonna know this thing. You're talking about we're much older than you, 3-bit. We're much older than you. We've
I used to watch Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
I used to watch Abbott and Costello on TV. So
Yeah.
Yes, they were still on TV when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Along with the Three Stooges.
Yes. Yeah, like I grew up watching reruns of I Love Lucy and the Three Stooges.
Yes.
Like 100%. I mean, I would get the Three Stooges tapes.
Oh yeah, great.
Yeah,
fantastic.
100%.
Abbott and Costello, I love Abbott and Costello too. Freaking fantastic.
And 3-bit just learned about this stuff. He
so
probably took some class or something like about film history, to like help him with his like work. And he's like, "Oh, look at this stuff. Oh, this is classic. This is the way you do a bit or whatever." He's like, "This
reminds. I saw something going around. This is probably older, but it's probably heard it. But there's kids now saying the late 1900s for the 1990s.
Yeah,
that's how they're describing it in the late 1900s.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing, man. Like it's 2025. Like
I know.
Think about 15 years from now, like when it's like 2040. Right. You know, like
we're like closer to we're closer to 2100 than we are away from World War II.
Yeah. It's crazy. But I think about this stuff all the time. I think about like listening to like oldies and watching old movies when I was a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
watch it when I was a kid. If I saw a movie that was from the 50s or the 60s, you know, it seemed like, wow, that's an old classic, right? You could think about
because like, I would think that way if I was that way for like the 30s and 40s and 50s. Yeah, I was 30s and 40s. That's the way it was because my dad watched the old.
Yeah, so, like, okay, I'm just gonna look up a famous movie from the 50s randomly. Yeah. Like, okay, yeah, you had like. Fuck, man, I don't know any of these movies.
Oh my god, come on, bro. Come on, Ben-Hur. Are you kidding me?
No, here we go. Bro. Like, yeah, like
the bridge over the River Kwai.
Yeah, okay.
You had all the World War II.
I know these
in there.
Okay, how about like how about one like Singing in the Rain?
Correct.
1952, right? I would have been like, that was so fucking old. If I was a kid, if I was like 8, 9 years old, and Singing in the Rain came on TV, right? I'd be like,
yeah,
wow, that is from another time and place when the entire everything was completely different, like black and white, like and just like all this stuff, you know, like the way people dress and talked. Hello, everybody, I'm Singing in the Rain, and you know, it's like everything. But to think about. Let's say I was 1990. That's 38 years. 1952 to 1990. Okay, it's 38 years.
Right. Correct.
So if something came out in 1990, that's 35 years ago.
Correct.
And like shit, like the Mighty Ducks and Young Guns came out in night like around that time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it just doesn't seem that old. But maybe the kids today see that stuff, and do they see it like we saw the 50s?
Well, we know that they see special effects that way, right? Special
Right.
effects to them from our time are
So if
like,
they
oh
watch
my god,
if they watch
like,
the original
yeah,
Terminator or something like that, and
correct,
see
or the
like
original Star
Arnold's
Wars,
face,
right?
like
The original Star Wars,
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my god, that's or horror films from back then. Like, oh my god, this is so fake. Like, this is so fake. Like, that's been the big change
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah.
them. Like, yeah. Whereas our what we saw, like you said, in the 50s, or me, like the 40s and 30s, what my dad watched, right? Everything, how things were, like you were talking about, how acting was done,
Oh
how
yeah,
things were written, right? Just color itself, like all that change. Hollywood changed so dramatically in that time frame versus from the 90s to now. Yes, there's differences. Like I said, special effects being the biggest one to me that kids always point out. But writing and acting, not so much. But obviously, the kids nowadays will watch some 80s B movies or some early 90s B movies, and the acting's, to them is shit. But again, I think it just wasn't as big a shift or change in Hollywood as what we saw, like from when we were
yeah.
watching old movies.
Because
Yeah,
like you could watch like an 80s 90s movie right now, and it's
yeah,
like it looks somewhat
still holds
modern
up.
still, but
It
it's
still holds up.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's so
I
I
agree.
wonder that sometimes,
Mhm.
like with the even with cars, like because you'll see like early 2000s or late 90s model car
It
driving around the
doesn't click for
street.
me.
It
Yeah,
looks
cars
like it
don't click for
fits
me.
more so, right? But if I was in 1990 and I saw a car from the 60s or
50 or
70s,
60s.
even, yeah, it like jumped
Instantaneously.
out. Like, oh
Yeah.
wow, that's a
Right.
classic car, right? I don't think
Right.
kids these days see like a 2000 Mercury Cougar, right? No,
Well,
and
there's
be
not
like,
too many of them on the road
look at
anymore,
the.
anyways.
I see them occasionally,
Okay.
and be
You
like,
don't
wow,
see them
that's
up
a
here very
classic,
often. But yeah.
or like an
Yeah.
old
No.
Eclipse or something, or like a
No.
2000
No.
Mustang.
Because car
Yeah.
culture was different, right? Car
Hmm.
culture was different as well, right? So that, yeah. They still look at 50s and 60s because car shows are still.
Yeah.
They still look at those as like the classic cars, right? They still see those all souped up and shit. But yeah, we don't. You don't
Yeah.
see a whole lot of 80s cars rolling around souped up.
Even
and,
music. Like I feel like a lot
right.
of like 90s and 2000s music
It's
still
huge
is
changes.
yeah, is
Holds.
yeah. But like if a 50s song is completely different. You
Right.
know.
Correct. Totally different. You go back to 30s and you go back to
Yeah.
swinging music, like it's totally different. Totally different, right? Classical,
Yeah.
opera, like all that shit. Like it's all really, really different. But rock because kids nowadays don't get much rock anyways, real rock, but rock still holds up because
Yeah,
that
like
was
grunge era,
dominating.
like the grunge era.
Yeah.
Like if I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
one of my first I was 13 years old, I think, or 12, and my brother got me Bush Razor Blade Suitcase. It was the first
Correct.
CD that I owned. That was my own CD,
Right.
right? That I would play on repeat. I'd listen to Swallowed and all that shit, all just constantly.
Of course.
But like that
Song
song was
twice
like
live.
from like 1994 probably, or 93 something, or no, probably 97.
You're probably close in there, yeah.
Probably 96 or 7, something like I don't know. But that was fucking almost 30 years ago. So if I was 13 years old in 1996, that'd have been like the equivalent of me listening to something from 1966.
Right.
And at that time, we're talking about the fucking like.
Are you talking about the Beatles? You're talking about Rolling Stones,
exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
crazy to think about in those regards. Anyway.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Shout out to Gavin Rossdale, by the way.
Yeah.
Gavin Rossdale's awesome. I just
Yeah.
watched Constantine, and he's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Anyways,
The first,
okay, we're
the
down.
first 3 Bush albums were great. After that, they're kind of, you know, but
They went down, but he was still on. I saw him twice live, and they're freaking phenomenal.
mhm.
Phenomenal live. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. But people used to make fun of Bush when I was a teenager, and I was never understood why.
Yeah, Lore. Yeah, because architecture and design and all products has been basically the same since the 90s. Just about the world no longer innovates. Correct. Yeah, the world. Right. We lost a lot of innovation. A lot of stuff has just whenever we jump the timeline to this awful timeline, everything just stayed the same. It's basically what happened.
Well, it's like
that's really what
the
happened.
80s and 90s, especially the 80s, I think launched like the most popular brands and entertainment and like food and
Advertising
everything.
revolution.
Like, yeah,
Advertising.
exactly.
It was an advertising revolution between the 70s and 80s. Was a massive boom in the
So
advertising.
you had like this
world,
culture
right?
phenomenon that happened, and like
Shaped
that's why you
TV.
still got like those statues of the robots behind you, the fucking, like
Right.
that's why I
Of
have
course.
all this
Yeah,
shit
Voltron.
behind me. Like I fell in love with all this stuff in the 80s, you know what I mean? Like
Statues of
it's
the robots.
Robotech.
Voltron.
No, I knew that was
Then I got
Voltron.
Robotech.
Yeah,
Okay.
Voltron.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Robotech.
Yeah,
No, this is
Robotech.
actually that's actually not. That's Jetfire. But
On the other side? It's Jetfire?
this is
Okay.
Jetfire.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. I mean, Transformers just ripped off Robotech. I mean, that's a Veritech fighter, right? That's all it
Right.
is. That was
What-
one of the funniest things. If that was a Nintendo product, they would have sued the hell out of Hasbro. Like back in the
Oh,
day,
yeah.
they
What
would have
about-
put them in the freaking ground because they completely just ripped off Robotech.
What
Right,
about
that's all they did.
GoBots?
But GoBots were the fucking generic bullshit, dude. I was so mad. One Christmas, I got like 2 GoBots with my Transformers.
Yeah.
I was so mad, dude. I was so mad because they looked like shit when you trained. Like they
Yeah.
were the dumbest things. Like they like had the head that was like just stuck into the main body,
Mhm.
right? It wasn't like a separate head, so it was just stuck there and then you just pull out the wheels and they were the arms, and it was, bro, compared to Transformers, yeah, no.
And like Transformers was my shit.
Oh yeah.
But like Power Rangers completely ripped off Voltron.
Well,
I mean,
kind
you
of, but
have
that
people that
but
are
that
each
was
a
an
part
Eastern
of the body that all came
but
together.
that was an Eastern
you know?
genre though. But that was an Eastern genre though. They had a lot of shows like that in the 80s. Like anime and manga, they had a lot of teams that would form that way. Because you remember the alternate Robotech too? Or the alternate you had the alter and now that the Robotech, the alternate Voltron. Remember they had the spaceship Voltron as well?
Mm-mm,
And they
I
had the
don't
Lion Voltron. Yeah, they had the alternate Voltron.
Okay,
as well.
yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of that over in the East End. So it wasn't like necessarily like they ripped it off per se, but it just came from over there. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. Just like
Power Rangers was dinosaurs originally, so it was okay.
ripped off Dinobot.
All right. Getting back to State of Play. Sorry, that was a huge tangent.
Yeah.
Saros looked
I'm
pretty
getting
good.
delirious, so you
Yeah.
can drag me any which way. Let's go.
The
Saros
Saros
looked
looked good. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of roll
Yep.
through these.
Yep.
Oh man, I forgot. I have the wrong link up because I lost it when the computer crashed. Everything shown at State of Play. Let me bring it back up. Saros. Oh, we got the Battlefield 6 trailer. We came for the campaign.
The campaign.
Yeah.
Which looked awesome.
Yes.
Which looked awesome.
I thought
Yes.
it looked really good too.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes. Yep.
Neo 3 official release
Yep.
date. Neo's good.
Looks
Zero
dope.
Parades for Dead
Wish I could play.
Spies.
Let's
Disco
fucking
Elysium
go.
game.
I'm all over this. It's again all new team. People are pissed off because they fired everybody out of Disco
Yeah.
Elysium. If anybody doesn't remember, but they are trying to capture Disco Elysium, and so far from what I've seen, they're doing it. Okay,
Yeah.
whoever this new team is, it seems like they got it down. Now, will it hit as hard as Disco Elysium did story wise? We'll have to wait and find out. But I'm all over this game. This game looks fantastic. Can't wait.
Final
Looks
Fantasy
cool as hell.
Tactics, Ivalice Chronicles gameplay overview. That was
Big reviews
looking
too this
good.
week, by the way. Mav, did you see? Scored at 87, I think.
no, I didn't see the
87
reviews
right now.
yet.
Yeah,
Just
the reviews came out.
awesome.
Yep.
It's a goat
Yep.
Mount Rushmore game for me still. Crimson Desert looked
Which,
good.
Again, I want to see the mechanics of the
Yeah.
game. Like we've seen, the combat is glorious. Like this, like no doubt about it. I want to see the mechanics. I want to see the RPG aspects. I
Yeah.
want to see what they're doing.
Like, what is
internally,
the-
how your character grows.
Everything, yeah. You want to
Right.
see exactly how it's
Progression.
gonna all
What's your
work, yeah.
progression in the game? Like, how does that all work?
Mhm.
I saw some people preview it because it was it's been playable, I think, at TGS or whatever else. They said wide variety of weapons, all sorts of this stuff. Okay, I want to know how that works.
Yeah.
But it looks great. It looks great.
There's a game called the Chronoscript. The Endless End tells the tale of Chronoscript, the Endless End. It looked like to me it was like kind of like in a braid art style in a way.
Yes.
Looked pretty cool. Good, like
89 on
engaging.
OpenCritic, by the way, for Final Fantasy Tactics.
Oh,
89.
nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Anyways, sorry.
Code Vein 2.
Which looks great. Code Vein 1, for anybody who doesn't know, is a JRPG, but it's a Souls-like JRPG. I actually have the first one, and it was difficult for me, obviously, not over the top, although I was playing on a lower level, right? So they do have difficulty levels. Super dope story, super awesome animation, and the world is cool. And what I saw from this trailer, they just took it up a whole nother notch.
Yeah.
So actually, if you're looking for something cool, really, really could do a lot worse than Code Vein. So I can't wait to see more of it. So, anyways.
Flight Sim is headed to PS5.
Yep.
Cool. More players to play Flight Sim. I have no issues.
It's finally
with
going to be
that.
a game, Mav. It's finally going to be a game.
Yep. I think people will be blown away when they play that for the first time on PS5. And be like, wow, this is running on a console. They'll just be kind of astounded.
Oh, totally. Like I said,
Yeah.
it's going to be a show-off piece. It's
Yeah.
like a showpiece game. So
yeah, they'll be like, look at my PS5 Pro running Flight Sim. Like, well, this is amazing.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous. This next one pissed me off.
GT7?
Yeah. I totally thought it was the PC announcement.
I thought it might
I was like,
be
they're
too.
doing it. Bro, I was like, they're doing it. They're finally going to put it on PC.
It came right after they talked about a couple old games going to PS Plus also.
Right.
And I was like, we have an announcement for GT7, and I was like, oh, is it going to PS Plus finally? That's what I originally thought.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, is it going to be the PC?
Last of Us 2 finally is, though.
Yeah, 100%. And then no, it's an update. And thank you for 100 million players for the life of Gran Turismo. It puts things in perspective, though, too. Like, when you think about the amount of players that play Forza Horizon 5 alone, hit 50 million plus players for one game.
And they got to be past this sold, right? Forza's got to be
the Forza franchise as a whole. Oh, you would think so. If you count Forza Motorsport and Horizon, I would think so. There's now been 12 games in the Forza category now, and then also they had the mobile stuff, but I don't know, man. Motorsport had taken the mantle from Gran Turismo for years.
Right.
I think the best-selling Gran Turismos were still the originals, like back in the PS2 era,
Right. That's
1
what
through
I'm saying,
4.
They've been out for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, because Forza Horizon 5 sold over 20 million now.
Yeah, and that's just one. Like 4 had to be,
right.
3
that's what I'm saying. The Horizon by itself probably has more almost than all of GT.
I would think it'd be close to it.
Close to it. So yeah, and that's what I was thinking.
And if you include all the motorsport games, and those are good selling games too. So, but yeah, that's 100 million units sold, and they get a new update. Sounds like it's gonna be a bigger update. It's their biggest one yet. So cool. But I did get also a little excited when they said that, and we didn't actually get a really big announcement or whatever. All right. Sonic
Flight Simulator is
Racing.
getting VR 2 sports too, by the way. Flight Simulator with VR would actually be dope. Like, I am not interested in VR, but that game with VR would be pretty
crazy.
Cool.
You could probably do it. I'm sure with PC they probably already have support.
Yeah. I believe they do. Yeah. But anyway, cool.
Sonic Racing Crossworld's getting Mega Man content.
Cool.
So this got me thinking a little bit, like, if this game takes off really well.
Yeah.
Like, about other brands and franchises that could go to Sonic, because this is Capcom with Mega Man going to a Sega game. So what else could they do? Like, it's pretty cool. Mega Man is an underutilized franchise at this point to me. I think it deserves a big revival in a lot of ways, like we've had with other games.
for sure.
Um,
Rockman's got to come back.
Yep. Deus Ex remastered.
I was just gonna say to the
Oh,
racer thing though, if Xbox isn't doing their own racer, then obviously the sky's the limit with their partnership with Sega, right? I mean, Halo, with Master Chief showing up there would be dope, right? You could throw Gears in there, you could throw Marcus Phoenix in there. Like, there's just so many, like you said, that they could add to this now. So, and it's gotten such great reviews, and I read some of the reviews on it. I'm not a kart racer guy, but there was some people honestly saying, I can't believe I'm gonna rate a kart racer over Mario.
Yeah,
but there were some people that put this game over Mario. So the new one. So, anyways, pretty dope for Sega.
Deus Ex remastered.
Let's freaking go! This
is from Aspire. I thought it looked pretty good. I didn't think it was as good of a remaster as I'd like for such a classic, great franchise, but looks fine. Is what it is.
I'll take it. Yeah. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. It's playable on current gen consoles.
Right.
I'll take it every day of the week.
Game preservation. Yeah.
Yes.
Halloween video game.
Yep.
Let It Die Inferno.
The new Let It Die. I played Let It Die a little bit.
That was another game that came out this gen, right? On PC. Let It Die.
Was it just no? Let It Die's been around for a while, hasn't it been? Or no, wait, maybe I'm thinking about the other one. Hold on. When did Let It Die?
Wasn't this one that Steel played quite a bit of?
I don't think so.
Maybe I'm getting it confused.
Yeah, no. This is PS4. Let It Die came out in 2016.
Okay.
Because I played it back in the day. Yeah,
I'm getting it confused with something else that kind of looks similar art style, quirky survival kind of thing.
Yeah.
Dynasty
PvPvE.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. Anyways.
Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition remastered.
Yep. Also coming to Xbox. Confirmed, which is dope. Yep. This looks awesome. This update looks amazing. This is almost a remake to me. Yeah. Because you saw what they showed, right, man? If they showed the original, it's like a full-blown remake. Like, they're doing it from the ground up. Looks
I already read that one. Yeah, Last Epoch getting a console release. Good game.
Fantastic ARPG. Yes. And getting better map. I haven't played it in a long time. I got it on PC. I haven't played it in a while, but Steel and I played it. Like, they've done a lot of work to that game. I want to get back to it. But if you like Diablo, check out Last Epoch.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Very good game.
Yeah. Seven Deadly Sins Origin. The super simple, ugly God of War controller.
They can't do controllers.
They don't know how to do it.
I don't care about controllers, but they don't know how to do limited.
All right, let's take this white controller. How are we going to make this a God of War celebration controller? Red stripe right here. That's it. Oh, come on. Really? It's like your biggest franchise. You got to do more than that. Make something badass, bro.
Right.
Lame. Now, this was a surprise, bro. But I got to say, I'm actually interested in this.
Bro, I'm interested in these. I looked them up right away. Yes.
The PlayStation's wireless PC speakers.
Elevate speakers, yes.
Yes.
This goes back to Sony's roots. I love this.
Yes, but also like, it's a PC accessory at a state of play.
Correct.
Which is
crazy. Also hooks up to everything.
Yeah, it does, but it's still like it's a PC speaker.
Yeah.
So
of course, anyway, desktop speaker. Correct. But that I'm very interested. Very interested in.
Yeah, I don't know how much they are. I don't know if they've revealed the price yet.
They haven't, because they're not coming out until next year, so they haven't revealed price yet.
Yeah.
So,
but you have to charge them separately, or they have docks you can get to set them on the docks or whatever.
They got the little bases. Yeah, they got the little bases. Yeah.
And you can move them around and stuff.
And they tilt. They tilt.
It'd be good for my setup here. So I'm really intrigued in these.
And like I said, it brings me back to again, Sony back in the day was known for their electronics, man. This was their forte. Like, their headphones were some of the best, and they still have some really great headphones and stuff. Yeah. So I know these are going to be high quality. Like, that's the thing. But I was just shocked as you, Mav. But I was like, holy shit, if Sony could come back electronics wise like that, I'd love to see that come back, man, because Sony was freaking amazing, bro. amazing at their electronics, and
Yeah.
I would love to see them return to form. And I just saw the design and I saw how they were advertising it. I'm like, this is a little bit of old school Sony right
And
here.
they got a
This is a
built-in
little. I like
microphone
this.
too. Like,
Yep.
so
Yep.
I don't know, there's a
Mhm.
whole I like this form factor. I like the way they look. I like
Yep.
the fact of the what they've got built in. I like everything about these so far. So
Yep.
hopefully they're not crazy price, but I
I thought
think
the same.
I think I think it's a good idea, and I actually might be interested in those. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, and then obviously we had Wolverine.
Yes.
What did you think of Wolverine, Pong? Because I've gotten is it's weird the responses I've gotten from my thoughts on Wolverine because I was co-streaming it and talking about it, and I thought I was either people are saying I'm being too positive about it or they're saying I'm being too negative
Okay.
about it,
Okay.
and I'm getting both feedback from my takes on Wolverine.
Well, that probably means that you're right where you should be, right? Because you're right in the middle, then where you should be. Well, just tell me overall, what did you feel about if which way did you lean, that you were positive about it?
Yeah, overall, I said that actually looks really good.
Okay.
It raised my level of excitement for the game.
Yep.
I like the gore that's in there with the
Yep.
blood and like the claws going through the face and all that stuff. The set pieces they chose to show seemed like they were more linear style areas where it's like kind of like possible missions that you're on or something like that. I still have questions over how the overall gameplay structure is going to go. Are they just going to throw you into a big city like in Spider-Man, or and you go
I
off and
think
do
so.
these things, or is it going to be
Because they said
more
it's going to be different locales, right? They
right?
said different
So
locales.
they're going to carry you
So,
through a story, and you go on and you kind of go progress that way. So that was
mhm.
kind of a question I have because some of the leaked footage we've seen
Yeah.
from the obvious leaks, that the big ones where people are playing on PC. I mean, it looks more open, right? And you're bunch of rooftop jumping and all that kind of stuff, which was like
Right. We didn't get to
didn't
see
seem
the
intriguing,
movement.
but I didn't see really much of that at all in this. So I don't know if that's just shielding me from it or if it's because they're trying to market like hey, this visceral close up action, gory, violent game. Like look at how awesome this is, right? So I want to know what else you're doing. I want to know the overall structure of the game in general. So that's
Okay.
just I just have questions over that. And then this is my gripe. Okay, and now this is going to be a very I think this is a little lame that they do have dismemberment and stuff in the game,
Mhm.
but they made everybody have robot arms and legs in order to allow for the dismemberment of the arms and legs. So anytime you saw a limb get cut off, if you paid close attention to the trailer, it was a robot
I'll be right
arm.
back. Keep talking.
Yeah. If you play close attention to the trailer, anytime any body parts get ripped apart or actually uh, cut off, it's a robot piece. So, and we're talking about human looking characters. I had a comment on my co-stream was like, it's Sentinels. And I was like, no, the Sentinel was at the end and buried under the rubble. Like the people that have cyborg prosthetic arms and legs aren't Sentinels. Those are just people with enhancements. But it's like they purposely made the story go along or whatever with all these characters to have these enhancements with the robot arms and legs to allow for the dismemberment of those appendages. So, and even the opening shot where he goes through and rips the torso apart, that was a robot like torso. Um, later on, anytime you see an arm or leg, it's like you see the sparks. Yeah, and so ultimately, I do like that it is violent. There is gore and all that kind of stuff, and they are kind of going there, but I don't like the whole robot arms and legs prosthetics to allow that to happen. I just felt like it's a little lame
I wonder
because
if
like
it's, I wonder if it's throughout the game.
yeah, well, every shot that they showed where there's actually something getting hacked
I
off,
know.
it was a robot arm
I
or
saw it.
leg.
I saw it.
So,
I saw it.
and I do wonder that as well, Pong.
Yeah.
I think it's lame that like Assassin's Creed, you can actually do all that stuff, but you can't
Yeah.
in a Wolverine game. You know what I mean? And so for whatever it's worth, I get it. It's fine. It's not like I can't enjoy the game because of that. What am I, some kind of like
Right.
psychopath that
Right.
has to cut off arms and no, like I can completely have fun. I just think it was a little lame, and it would be cool that for them not have to make them robots and stuff in order to make that
Right.
happen. Yeah, but other than that, I thought it looked really good. I thought seeing Mystique was really cool. I thought seeing Omega Red was really cool. You know, but we'll see where the story goes. I need to learn more, but what they showed me was an improvement on the way I was already feeling about the game. So I thought it was really good looking, and I thought it raised my excitement for it. But I still have questions, right? And
Okay.
I got to see more. I did think they chose a good guy for the voice actor and stuff. I thought that was a good choice, and all that as well. So I didn't like their take on Sabretooth though. It looked okay, but I thought it could have been a little better.
Yeah.
All right, Pong. I have no idea what you're
Yeah.
gonna say.
Wow.
I mean, I've seen people
You know,
rave
this
going
digs into-
crazy over this game now.
Well, of course. Okay. For me, it's a little bit different because I was an uncanny X-Men. So anytime you approach these characters, it's a little different for me. But all right, first of all, I thought why is there an advertisement? What the hell, IGN? Jeez. First of all, I thought it looked good. Okay. This looks like an Insomniac ass Wolverine. And I don't mean that as a slight. It is what it is. They have a formula and it works for just about any kind of comic book character or hero character or whatever you want to drop in. Okay. And that's what they do. That's what they specialize in. That's what they've become as a studio. So it is what it is. I, of course, was definitely happy to see the gore show up and the dismemberment show up. That was one of the biggest questions, right? So I was happy to see that. Like you, Mav, I noticed the robot stuff, but I also noticed that there was blood flying everywhere. The blood was sticking to him. There was still a gore. That's why I'm wondering if there's different enemies that don't necessarily have the robotics because they still did pretty gore. I thought it was pretty telling when the lady, I think she was one of the directors, said when they talked about the claws through the face, she's like, at first I was like, oh, maybe that's too much. Like, see, that's where I go, oh, did they actually hold back? Because people forget we've already had Wolverine game, a very good one in Xbox or X-Men Origins Wolverine that was extremely bloody. And I know when this game comes out, the reviewers are going to act like we never had a Wolverine game before, and they're going to give it. This is what's going to happen, man. We already know they're going to give Insomniac all the flowers in the world. This is going to be a mid to upper 80s game. It's going to be in the Game of the Year conversation. We already know what's going to happen here, and again, that's fine. Again, this is a formulaic type of style game. I need to see more of what they're going to do with him outside of combat. You've shown me the combat now, right? And I need to know if you're going to give him, are there combos? Like I couldn't tell if there was necessarily combos. Is this finishing moves that we're seeing, like when he sticks the claws through somebody's face? Is that controllable? Is it going to be a progression system to how he kind of forms? Because it looks like he's just Wolverine right out the gates, which he should be. But how are you going to make his character feel badass, more and more badass? Or is it just straight up, you're a badass from the beginning and they're just it's going to revolve around the story. It's going to revolve around the set pieces and all that kind of stuff. That's fine if that's the case. But I'm just saying, I need to know that stuff. I need to see his movement map because we did get the leaks. How much of that was abandoned because of the reaction? Because people said, okay, really? So you got Spider-Man with claws now? Like, okay, that doesn't look cool jumping across the rooftops. Did they abandon it? Did they change it? Did they alter it? Are they still going to use his senses? Because we saw that in the leak as well, his heightened senses. Is there still going to be like detective style missions in this game where he kind of uses his senses to track down things or whatever, track down people, etc.? I need to see more of that. But as a vertical slice, the first showing, the official showing from Wolverine, I thought it looked good. It looked much better than the leaks led, we're looking, and obviously that was very early footage. But I thought overall the character design looked great. That the level of detail in some of the CGI and that some of the fate, I mean, was pretty incredible when you look at it. They did a nice job there. World looked pretty good, looked pretty detailed so far. Mystique looked horrible. Okay, I thought the review was cool, and I was like, oh, Mystique, and then I saw her, and I'm like, what the F did you do to Mystique? Okay. Now I'm going to be picky here because I'm an old school X-Men fan. I thought personally Wolverine looked pretty good, right? I didn't mind his suit and claws. I thought they had it down, right? I thought he looked good. So I didn't have a problem with him. But Mystique looked awful. I was again, this is just me as an old fan. Omega Red is the storyline of Omega Red. Arcady, his name is Arcady. I can't remember his last name. I'm going way back. I haven't been in comics for a while. His story is pretty cool. And there's some cool aspect. Now, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to follow the storyline that involved him with Wolverine or not, or if there's going to be kind of like a side thing, or if it's going to be later on. Like, his whole story arc is pretty cool. But I think it was a missed opportunity, to your point about Sabretooth, Mav, to not give us the classic Sabretooth on Wolverine up close battle right here, right now, right? Now, I think sometimes in video games when we're talking about characters, because we know for a fact that a lot of people have not chosen to do Superman because people always argue Superman's impossible to do because he's OP, right? He's so OP. What do you do, right? To put him in something. There's been arguments back and forth about that. I think that Omega Red makes a little bit of sense here from the developer standpoint because he has natural abilities against Wolverine. Sabretooth did too. Sabretooth obviously could take the claws, but not as well as Omega Red, because for anybody who doesn't know, Omega Red was developed kind of in response to Wolverine, and they tried to develop. Who developed him? I can't remember who the fuck developed him anymore. Anyways, they wanted to copy him, right? And so they developed a metal that was different from adamantium, but it was the same, but it was more flexible than adamantium. So for anybody who doesn't know, Omega Red is somewhat impervious to Wolverine's claws in a lot of ways. He has his own weaknesses. He drains energy as he's battling and stuff, and he's got to basically use a vampiric type energy drain to keep his life force going. And there's a whole storyline behind that. They created a whole machine to help him and shit that Wolverine wound up stealing. That's why I was curious about where they're going to go with this. But I would have loved here to see the classic Sabretooth and Wolverine battle. I would have just loved to see, because when people think Wolverine, most people think his main nemesis as Sabretooth. Like, it just is natural, right? Obviously, just because of the type of character that Sabretooth was, both of them being very animalistic, right? Sabretooth even more animalistic than Logan. But at the same time, both, claws, all that shit, just going into frenzy states when they're battling people like that. That's what most people, I think, if you ask them who's Wolverine's main nemesis, they wouldn't say Omega Red, they would say Sabretooth. So I was a little disappointed on the focus on Omega Red, but it is what it is. He's still a good character. But overall, I thought it was a good showing. I do think this was a good first showing for Insomniac. Does this make, even as an old school fan, does this make me want to run out and get a PS5? No. It's still an Insomniac game. And again, for some people, for a lot of people, it's going to be good enough. And it's going to be a great game. And people are going to put it up for Game of the Year just because it's coming from Insomniac, and they're going to paint by numbers Wolverine into their system, and it's going to work. Like I said, for what I saw from the blood, what I saw from the dismemberment, all good, like all good shit right there. They'll probably will knock this out of the park as far as for the people who love that style, that Insomniac style. I think it'll be great. It just doesn't make me want to run out and must buy Wolverine game. Now, I need to see more of the story. I need to know if they're going to bring characters. I don't remember if you remember, Matt, during the leak, there's there was stuff in there about Jean Grey joining
Yeah.
him,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, a younger Jean Grey, right? Again, not something I'm going to necessarily be interested in because I still think that again they don't. There's just so many cool stories. I'll leave it at this. I could ramble. I'm getting tired, so I'm just rambling here. There's a lot of storylines from Wolverine. Logan has been around for so freaking long, right? I want to see what Insomniac chose and why they chose it. I just think out the gate, in my mind, from an old Uncanny X-Men fan, there are so many things that they could have grabbed from that would have been so freaking interesting. And maybe they will. Maybe there's more to this than what I'm seeing. Obviously, there is. I'm saying as the story breaks down, maybe they'll bring in some elements from some of those other storylines out there. But Logan has so much history. It's unbelievable. Dude's been around for freaking ever, okay? Because of who he is. Basically almost immortal. Like he's close to being immortal. But I just thought it was a good showing. I thought this was great. Not disappointed in the showing at all with it. As far as overall, I thought Insomniac did their thing, which they always do. So I'll leave it at that. Like if any of that makes sense. Again, I'm rambling, but I just, there's just a lot in my head because of how long I've read Wolverine back in the day. So, but
yeah,
it's cool.
I mean, it definitely raised my level of excitement for it. I think I'm curious what other characters are going to be in there. There's so many like villains that we could have. Like, I would love to see. You know me, I'd love to see Gambit make an appearance. At some point, if you're gonna have X-Men start showing up and building that lore, it'd be cool to start introducing. Because like Wolverine was kind of a lone wolf within X-Men, Gambit was also the same way. And they kind of had back and forth a little bit, I would like to see if they do explore Jean Grey, that side, maybe an introduction into Cyclops would make sense as well, right? Start off that storyline a little. Like, there's lots of things you could do, but yeah, I think the focus needs to be on Wolverine with the game. I remember the original trailer had us thinking of possibility of something with the Hulk because of there was like a license plate or something. Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it said, but there was that. Is Professor X going to make an appearance in this? Are we going to discover the X-Men in this
timeline
game?
is this? Really?
Yeah, exactly.
What timeline is this?
The thing is, if we're seeing Jean Grey in the teasers and stuff, or if the leaked footage, Mystique's there as well, which we know that Wolverine and Mystique had a history before with when he was military stuff and all that kind of things. Like, so there's a lot of possibilities with this as far as timeline goes, but I would like to think it's around the time where he gets introduced into the X-Men. That's what I would like.
You would think so. I mean, you would think so with the outfit and stuff. You would think so. It's got to be close.
Yeah,
it's got to. If he's not already in it, because again, people don't.
Or he could have gone on that initial self-discovery mission after he joined the X-Men, right?
Right. What I was just gonna say is, even in the comics, a lot of times he was off on his own. He went and did the dirty shit, the dirty work that nobody wanted to get done. Even if Professor X ordered him not to, he would still, go do the dirty work, right?
He would leave because he'd get pissed off.
That's who he was. He would leave. Right. He would just leave for months, year at a time, like just gone out of completely away from the X-Men and go to have these adventures, go do shit. Right, that nobody knew about, and I think that might be what they're going for here, like kind of the lone wolf. Now, again, if they're bringing in Jean Grey and stuff, that's going to change things. We'll see if they kept.
Yeah, I think
that was part of the leaks.
Jean Grey is what drew him to keep coming back to the X-Men.
Yes, correct. It was one of the reasons why. But they had her as the young Jean Grey in those leaks, which is weird. But I guess, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how they're going to do this. I really am. Um, and anyways, I lost my train of thought. I was going to add something to what you were just talking about there, but I just yeah, I think that definitely they've got the hype level up. Oh, what I was going to say, Matt, what is going to be interesting here is they don't have a movie, right? They don't have a movie backing up like that when they made Spider-Man, right? They had Spider-Man movie. Like, yeah, you've got like Logan, right? Nobody remembers, I mean, besides some of us, nobody remembers the X-Men Fox movies, okay? So whatever. So you got the Logan movie, but you don't have anything like we don't know when X-Men is actually going to show up. I know Marvel's hinting at it and all this kind of stuff, but they haven't even really introduced it. I mean, we just did have Wolverine and Deadpool,
yeah.
but but that's still a different Wolverine. Like that's not necessarily like this.
I think that's
like,
yeah. I
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But like I think, their universe is completely separate anyway. Like I think they're gonna their whole X-Men thing they're gonna do, but like the Spider-Man universe also.
My point was Wolverine's big, but he's not as nowhere near as big as Spider-Man. So
Right.
I want to see how this game does, how this game draws fans in. Spider-Man became as big as it did for PlayStation because Spider-Man is so freaking massive, right? That's why 20 million plus people, 30 million, whatever it is now, 30 million plus, bought that 2018 game, right? Is because of how big Spider Wolverine is big, but it's not that kind of big. Like it's not like he's not that, and especially since they haven't had any real good X-Men movies or Logan was the last really good Wolverine movie. Now you had Deadpool, just different. But I'm just curious to see how this game draws people in. I am seeing what the audience is going to look like.
I think the hope would be that they use this as a great bridge to a great X-Men game because that was in their leaks as well, right? So I want to see how they develop the other X-Men mainly as well and tell that story. And I want to keep it mature as possible throughout that. But as like you're saying too, like the Spider-Man games are going to appeal to a lot of kids and stuff as well. And like with the amount of gore and stuff in this is like that going to be like there's going to be maybe less 5 and 6 year olds playing this. You know what I mean? So
correct.
We'll have to see kind of overall how it does over time, but I think it'll still be a big game. I don't think it'll be as big as the Spider-Man games, but
and even more shocking, man, was 2026.
Yeah,
I was like, okay,
fall 2026.
Oh, okay. Yep, they're ready to go. And does that mean Venom was put on hold? Because Venom was supposed to come before Wolverine, right? So that's why some of the rumor was that we weren't going to see Wolverine until 2027, right? So interesting though that they're going to be ready. And again, it's not like shocking because it's Insomniac. Like these guys are freaking. This is what they do, bro. They're a pipeline. Like they just keep pumping out games whenever it's needed. So, but that was dope that they announced 2026. So in fall, I think they said, right? Fall, something like that.
I mean, growing up to me, when I was a kid, X-Men was bigger than Spider-Man. When I was a kid.
Yes. X-Men was bigger than Avengers by a fucking
bazillion. Oh yeah, like Avengers wasn't even something anybody ever talked about. Like
I said, there was a small pocket of kids who liked Avengers, but we were all like, "What the?"
Yeah, we were like,
"What are you reading?"
The
Avengers
80s and 90s, X-Men was the shit.
X-Men,
X-Men, 100%. And it's been like so underutilized. I mean, they had the Fox universe and stuff. Kate loves those movies, by the way, but like,
well, we've talked about this, Matt.
Yeah,
best casting job of one of the best casting jobs of all time in any superhero universe.
Yeah.
Of what they did, who they casted for the X-Men were almost to a T perfect.
Yeah.
Almost to a T.
I mean,
like, absolutely 1000%.
Professor
just
X,
stories
Wolverine, Jean Grey,
Jean
Cyclops.
Grey.
Like the original cast was absolutely awesome.
Yes.
Mystique.
Stories just didn't hit.
Yeah, Magneto, like just everybody across the board.
They had it.
Yeah. They didn't do as good a job when they went with the younger X-Men.
No,
versions.
The younger X-Men sucked.
I thought Jennifer Lawrence was an okay Mystique.
She did a good job with what she was given. Again, she did fine. Rogue was terrible.
Rogue wasn't Rogue.
No.
And the only and out of all that, my favorite X-Men was never even there except for one appearance. And that was Gambit, and he made one appearance, and it was fucking horrible. It wasn't fucking Gambit. Horrible. Like I was like, what? Who? This
and
is
young Jean Grey was just as horrible too. The Phoenix story was.
Yeah. But I still enjoyed those movies. Like
yes, so did I.
I thought
Yeah.
the young Storm was pretty good.
Young Storm was good. And Halle Berry as Storm was freaking another fantastic.
Another perfect casting. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
another
Yeah.
perfect casting, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, Marvel in general,
Yeah, no, it was incredible.
even through the like
Yeah.
Infinity Saga, the casting for like them
Yes.
as well, like Robert Downey Jr. as
Mhm.
Iron Man,
Yes.
like
Nobody else.
like Chris Evans as Captain America, like
Yes.
I mean, just like these were like fucking perfect castings, bro. And these
Yes.
are names are all way bigger. Like Robert Downey Jr. is already a massive superstar, but he was at a different
Massive.
place in his career at that time, right? Chris Evans was not who he is today, right? At the time when he got that role,
No,
either, you know?
no. Yeah.
Like same thing with Thor. I mean, fucking
Yep.
Chris Hemsworth as Thor is like,
Yep.
name a
Yep.
better fucking
Yeah.
choice, you know?
Yeah.
Even like Bautista as fucking Drax, like you would have never think, but he's fucking hilarious as Drax.
Yeah,
it just works.
Yeah,
you know.
Yep.
All the casting for Infinity Saga was amazing. Anyway, all right.
So yeah, overall good. I mean, again, if I had to, I actually came out of this show actually pleasantly surprised. Between Star Wars and Wolverine showing, I came out pleasantly surprised. Like I gave this like a B. I mean, I was like a rock solid B plus. Like I was actually kind of cool with this whole showing, even with the third party stuff. I thought they did some nice updates. The Battlefield 6 first campaign trailer, which did hit for me. Again, it doesn't matter. It's not first party. I don't care. Like I don't care about that shit. So I thought they did a nice mix in this one, right? So
I had set a 7.5 because I thought they actually brought a couple first party titles. And gave us 2026 dates, and they both looked good. Other than that, I thought it was kind of a bunch of stuff we've already seen before for the most part. Yeah. But and even those games we've seen before in some sense, you know. So but seeing the first gameplay of Wolverine was cool. Yes. And yeah, I was more so. I was like 7.5 on that. Like I thought it was good. I had some questions over Wolverine still, but I thought it looked really good. And looking forward to giving it a go next fall probably. So all right. Well, that was the shows, man. Other news, Jasper just sent us in the DMs that, you know, Doug Bowser's been replaced over there at Nintendo. He stepped down.
What?
Yeah, Doug Bowser retired. Mario officially defeated Bowser. Yeah, Bowser is
the perfect name that you could never write a movie script. Otherwise, people would say that you're just bullshit. Like that, like you can't even write a movie script with a dude named Bowser taking over Nintendo. And now he's gonna step down. He hasn't done anything.
So Bowser has stepped down and he's retiring as the head of Nintendo.
He brought back cardboard. He brought back cardboard, and the Virtual Boy. That's his claim to fame now.
He's retiring in effective January 1st.
Okay.
And he will be replaced by Devin Pritchard. So this doesn't seem like a force out situation, anything like that. It seems like, hey, I'm out. Let's get my replacement ready. We're gonna get them ready to take over.
Take my billion shares and
effective January 1st. Yeah.
Take my billion shares and ride off in the sunset.
Wow. Yeah. So Devin Pritchard is a longtime Nintendo executive. Will succeed. Succeed.
First time a female's run Nintendo too? Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nintendo of America. Yep. Cool.
Yep. Oh, Doug. Thanks for overcharging everybody, Doug. Did a fine job, sir. You did a fine job.
Yeah.
Did a fine job sucking your customers dry. Pause.
Yep.
$80. Kurt.
Yep, absolutely. Well, Pong, this has been fun.
Yeah,
this was a 2-part show. Sorry about the crash in the middle, but thanks for sticking around, everybody, and finding us again. But Pong Soul, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for coming out. And again, like Mav said, sorry about the technical hiccups in between. Thank you for coming back. If you didn't get a chance to, but you catch this later, still appreciate you all, no matter how much you watch the show, 5 minutes or the whole thing. Nothing but love and respect for all of you coming out. Sorry I got rambly. Sorry I got tired here, but this is the time of night where I'm usually in bed. So appreciate you all. Love you all. But you guys know how to find me, Pong Soul, everywhere. I'm not on social as much as I was for a lot of different reasons, but you can still find me there, and I do check in, so I will follow you back. Otherwise, my only other show besides this one right here now is Sunday afternoons over on PTK Blam's channel, the Shop Podcast, PTK Blam. We should have Hollywood Fuzz back this week. We'll see. Again, we don't know. Man's big timing now, so whatever. But he missed the show last week, but we had obviously a couple of incredible guests on last week, didn't we, man? Didn't we? But we will be there. PTK Blam, Fuzzy Belvedere, myself, and usually a guest or two show up for the Shop Podcast Sunday afternoons now, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 o'clock Central Time. Be there for the Shop Podcast. Otherwise, everybody, it is the golden age of gaming. So if you're not busy like me in real life and you're still out here kicking ass, taking names in gaming, get out there. Enjoy it. Play what you love. Love what you play. Have a great rest of your week. Have a great start to your weekend, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Matt, get us out of here, brother.
Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, Big Lou Ravens just hit us in the chat. Said Tokyo Extreme Racer going to PS5. So they just
nice.
I just checked it. Wario64 posted this. Tokyo Extreme Racer announced for PS5. There's an announcement trailer.
Cool.
So we're getting the console release. Maybe eventually, hopefully, it'll come to Xbox as well. But
that must mean meant the early release went pretty well then, Mav.
Yeah,
they must have gotten enough support.
1.0 came out today.
Yes.
So I'm going to be needing to play that also. So if you haven't given Tokyo Extreme Racer a try, give it a go.
Yes.
All right, everybody.
Worth your time.
Hope you have a good one. Take it easy. Good nights. Peace out. Thank you. Bye.